Okay, first grade friends, it's Monday. That means we start our new learning today. What's our new concept? Our new concept is going to be O-I and O-Y. So O-I is a vowel team, and it says OI. All right, again, O-I is a vowel team, and it says OI. O-Y is also a vowel team, and it says oi. All right, we're going to work through a poem today. We're going to do a little word sort and read some words and practice O-I and O-Y. A couple of spelling rules that we need to know. One, O-I only can come in the beginning or the middle of a word. Never ever can O-I come at the end of a word. If you hear oi at the end of a word, it's always going to be O-Y. Let me say that again. If you hear oi at the end of a word, it's always going to be spelled with an O-Y. Now, O-Y can come in the middle of a word as well, but most often it comes at the end of a word. All right, let's take a look at a poem. I'm going to read you this poem. I want you to be thinking, tracking the print, and listening for words that have the oi sound in them. The title of today's poem is Joyce's Garden. Some people think Joyce works too hard because she likes to toil for hours and hours in her backyard with her hands deep in the soil. Joyce doesn't think she works too hard. It's not hard work, it's play. There's nothing Joyce enjoys as much as planting flowers all day. All right, I'm going to read it one more time. Again, listening for those oi words. Joyce's garden. Some people think Joyce works too hard because she likes to toil for hours and hours in her backyard with her hands deep in the soil. Joyce doesn't think she works too hard. It's not hard work, it's play. There's nothing Joyce enjoys as much as planting flowers all day. All right, you can pause the video here. Look through the poem, what words, read the words that have the oi sound in them. There might be a new vocabulary word in here for you. You can pause the video and practice your reading fluency on this poem as well. So some of our words that have the oi sound, well, we have her name, Joyce, and we can see that the OY comes in the middle here. Toil. Toil means to work hard. Hard work. If you toil over something, you work hard at it. Toil. That might be a new vocabulary word. And to rhyme with toil, we have the word soil. You know, that's the dirt. And we have Joyce again. And our last word in the poem that has the OY is enjoys. Now we can see that the OY, this is an ending. We can take off the ending. We have enjoy. That OY has to come at the end of a word. Here in the middle, we find OI and OI. All right, here we go. Let's move on to our word sort. Either on your whiteboard or on a piece of paper, I want your paper or whiteboard to look like mine. All right, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to show some words, and you're going to add these words. You're going to sort them. Do they go in the OI side or in the OY side? So as you're spelling these words, you're spelling them and reading them, and then you're thinking to yourself, is there an OI or an OY? So let me give you the first word. The first word is boy. And in just a moment, I will actually show you the word. So you're going to read it and then write it. But if we had the word boy, it goes over here like this because we have oi at the end. I also want you to underline that word, the OY pattern, because we want our brains to recognize that OY pattern. All right. You keep building on your whiteboard. Don't erase anything. All right. So we did this word, boy, and you wrote it on your whiteboard just like this. Let's look at the next word. Read that word at home. This word is enjoy. So you wrote that right under the word boy because we have the OY pattern. All right, you're going to keep going with that. I'm going to keep showing the words. You're going to be reading them and then sorting them on your board. We'll check them all together at the end. Here's our next word. Please pause the video at any time in order to write at your own pace. Here's our next word. Read that word at home. This word is oil, boil. Write it in the correct column on your whiteboard. The next word is remembering that OI says oi, oil, oil. Good, write that one on your whiteboard. Here's our next word. The word is point, point. I will point you in the right direction, or you made a point by shooting the basket for your team. Point. Sort that one on your whiteboard. Okay, here's our next word to read. All right, the word is coin, coin. Like we have pennies, nickels, and dimes and quarters, those are our coins. Okay, put that one on your whiteboard. Let's do the next one. Okay, joy, joy, to be happy, full of joy. Okay, add that one to your word sort. Here's our next one. All right, we've got a few things going on in this word. First of all, we know that OI says oi. And sometimes in our words, that S does not come out as S, but comes out as Z. We have a silent E, and I'll talk about why we have that silent E, but let's sound it out. Ois, noise. If you did sound that out with our true S sound, you're going to get close. It's just very difficult to read that way. Ois, noise. But we know it as noise. Now, why is there a silent E? This is one of the rules of silent E. We cannot have that letter S at the end of a word unless we want that word to be plural. So we have to cover that up with a silent E. If we wanted to say noises, we would add another S. Okay, noise. Write that on your board, sort that word. And here's our last word. All right, let's sound that one out. We have oink, oink. All right, you've put that one, you've added that one to your whiteboard. Let's take a look at all of the words that we wrote. You're going to read them at home while I read them. Make sure you check your work. Did you have them sorted correctly? Do you have the correct words with the OI and the correct words with the OY? Here we go. Let's read right down this list. boil, oil, point, coin, noise, oink. Do you have all of those words over there? Let's try the other column. Boy, enjoy, and joy. Good. You want to be able to read those fluently, so if you need to go back and continue to practice our OI and our OY, you can do that. Let's review really quick here. What was our learning today? This week's learning, our new concept is that OY, vowel team, OI says oi, vowel team, OY says oi. All right, we're going to continue to work on those vowel patterns tomorrow. All right, have a great day. Keep reading and practicing. See you all later.